We need to talk about Cristiano Ronaldo. It seems like the final years of his career could actually ruin his legacy. Cristiano has lost another trophy with Saudi Arabia's Al Nassr. The hate against him doesn't stop, and the Portuguese himself is losing it. What's going on? Why is Ronaldo's entire career crumbling before our eyes? And is this really the end for Cristiano? Let's talk honestly. Cristiano Ronaldo, along with Al Nassr, lost the Saudi Super Cup trophy to Al Hilal with a score of 1-4. The five-time Ballon d'Or winner opened the scoring in the 44th minute, but in the second half his side managed to concede 4 goals in 17 minutes. It was impossible to regain the lead after that. Basically, Ronaldo had lost his temper. He openly showed his partners that they were sleeping on the pitch, and then he also made gestures indicating that they were frankly shitting themselves in this match. Back in the day, when Ron was in prime form, such motivation might have worked for his teammates, but times have changed. The way Cristiano used to get others going doesn't work anymore. There was no positive response from the team to the captain's claims, and the fans turned against Ronaldo. And now the football community writes that Cristiano disrespected his colleagues and played the victim card. Comments such as toxic player and disgusting captain, as well as embarrassing career ending against the stellar footballer, are now flooding social media platforms. According to critics, the Al Nassr striker didn't contribute enough to the game versus Al Hilal, so he should not be so rude to his clubmates. Ronaldo netted his goal into a half-empty goal, though the 39-year-old Portuguese didn't display his best effort during the rest of the clash. However, the statistics show quite the contrary, and based on the estimates of stats portals, Cristiano was the best player at Al Nassr. His teammates didn't try their hardest and received very low scores, while only Ronaldo had acceptable marks in experts' eyes. Still, it doesn't matter who is to blame for this particular team's performance. The overall situation for Cristiano is becoming pretty sad. After this defeat, his crisis streak of lost finals in Saudi Arabia goes on. Over the course of almost 2 years as part of Al Nassr, Ronaldo has lost 2 Saudi Pro Leagues, 2 Saudi King Cups, 1 AFC Champions League, 1 Riyadh Super Cup, and 1 Riyadh Season Cup. 7 lost trophies. Unfortunately, it looks like some sort of a curse. Cristiano, the monster of mentality, who thought of nothing but victories throughout his spectacular career, now attracts only defeats in the biggest matches. We all wanted to believe that his departure to Saudi Arabia made more than just commercial and financial sense. Perhaps everyone wanted Cristiano to find himself in club football again, smiling on the pitch and winning after his controversial departure from Manchester United. But this is not happening. Instead, things are just getting worse and worse. The string of bad luck stretches back to 2022. At that time, Ronaldo went to what everyone thought would be his last World Cup. The captain of Portugal believed that he would win the last trophy in Qatar, which was not yet in his trophy cabinet. It seemed to be the final motivation for Ron to stay in the #1 game and not retire. And yet, the Navigators got knocked out in the quarter-final by Morocco. When leaving the pitch, Cristiano was crying as he realized that he had lost his last chance to win the World Cup. That was a very painful scene, and only heartless people didn't sympathize with Ron at the moment. But then, the inevitable had to happen. The forward had to announce his retirement, at least from international football. Instead, Cristiano didn't take the defeat in the right way and decided to keep fighting. He waited 2 more years and headed to this summer's Euro 2024. The motivation was the same: to capture a major trophy at the end of his career, even though Ronaldo had already won the Euros in 2016. Once again, nothing came out of it. Cristiano made 5 appearances in the tournament and failed to score in any of them. It was the first time in his career that Ron had finished his path at the European Championship without scoring a single goal. Moreover, he missed a penalty in extra time of the round of 16 tie against Slovenia. That miss brought Ronaldo to tears. Just like in 2022. The only joy Cristiano had was assisting Bruno Fernandes during the group stage match against Turkey. However, even that proved to be fruitless eventually, since Portugal left the competition in the quarter-final round. In their meeting with France, Ronaldo and his team didn't show enough hunger for victory and were defeated in a penalty shootout. Meanwhile, waves of criticism never stopped coming. Following the appointment of Roberto Martinez, Portuguese fans were expecting a generational change in the national team's roster. They wanted to see new young faces and bright attacking play, which was definitely not the case with Fernando Santos in charge. According to many fans, Ronaldo had long been slowing down the squad and should have been benched as a result. But Martinez didn't dare to do so, continuing to believe in Cristiano. Well, the Euros showed how wrong this decision was. In each game, Portugal's fans looked rather chaotic. Ronaldo occupied the positions he wanted, while Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes had no idea what the captain wanted them to do on the pitch. Consequently, the Navigators looked convincing only in their 3-0 win over Turkey, while in the rest of the fixtures, goals were not easy to achieve. Ronaldo's authority became an obstacle to Martinez's new project, though Roberto himself is unlikely to ever admit it. And so bad luck continued to haunt Cristiano. If we go back to his club matters in Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo is now going through a critical point. Literally every game the Portuguese is involved sees fans of Al Nassr's rival clubs teasing him. Every so often, the stands chant songs in honor of his eternal rival Lionel Messi right in front of Cristiano. And what's worse, the latter really gas on his nerves by it. On more than one occasion, the cameras have spotted Ron reacting to such acts and making obscene gestures to the public. It's sad to see the stellar forward, known for his phenomenal professionalism, simply losing all of his patience. You see, he has always had millions of haters, but he has always shut them up with his phenomenal performances. But now, unfortunately, public pressure is taking over. On social media, every post by major football accounts regarding Ronaldo is always accompanied by nasty comments. This guy should just retire. Cristiano is finished. He's done. Now these calls are heard everywhere. Having great respect for Ronaldo, we wouldn't want to repeat these lines and ask the legend to leave. But it seems that there is no other option. In his 2 seasons at Al Nassr, the almost 40-year-old Ronaldo delivered 60 goals and 16 assists in 65 appearances. After such figures, you might ask us how we ever dare to talk about this retirement. There's another truth that's hard to ignore, of course. Ronaldo is no longer a magnet for triumphs and cups. He is experiencing one defeat after another and cannot change a thing about it. The level of his game has significantly dropped, and even his free kicks are becoming increasingly worse. He doesn't deserve to be ridiculed or insulted like this. But as they say, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Sadly, no matter how much Ronaldo wants to ignore it, age has finally caught up with him. Right. He still looks like a 25-year-old, but on the pitch, his physique is no longer helping him. Ron has become more and more predictable for defenders. He finds it difficult to follow the tactical instructions of his coaches, not to mention keeping his cool during emotional outbursts. However, the biggest pain lies in the fact that the world has stopped understanding Cristiano and his motivation. He became a hostage of his own unbreakable character and didn't sense the moment when it was time to leave. Now his legacy is in danger. What's next? It looks like Cristiano doesn't accept the reality he finds himself in and will still travel to the United States for the 2026 World Cup at the age of 41. Winning the World Cup is almost the last thing that keeps Ronaldo in the #1 game. But maybe there is something else. In June of this year, former Chelsea and Romanian national team striker Adrian Mutu expressed an interesting opinion about Ronaldo not hanging up his boots until he plays professionally with his son, Cristiano Jr. That's his real motivation, the fact that he wants to play an official match with his boy, and that's why he doesn't give up, noted Mutu. A few years ago, Ronaldo himself made a similar point. Whenever I talk about retirement, Junior says, "Dad, just give it a few more years so that we play together." Well, Cristiano's champ is already 14 years old, so the moment of their reunion must be just around the corner. If playing together with Junior really makes Ron happy and finally gives him some peace, then we'll be waiting for that moment to happen. But the path of one of the greatest football players in history must come to an end. The time has almost come. In any case, all love and respect to the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo. The legend also has the option to leave Al Nassr, with his contract expiring in the summer of 2025, which is very soon. If Cristiano is seriously tired of Saudi Arabia, then it's the perfect opportunity to return to where it all began. Sporting. There he can perform with Junior and span at least 2 more seasons as a key player of the first team. Think, Cristiano, think! And here's what you need to know about Ronaldo Jr., folks. Cristiano's son has recently met with Lamine Yamal, and it was no accident. Click on the video that appears on your screens to find out the truth. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day. Bye.